begin. I hope you like eye contact. Smoldering, smoldering eye contact. Look deep into my eyes. If eyes are the windows to the soul, then look deep into mine. But I warn you, you may not come out the same. You might not be the same person after you see what's in my soul. After you see what's behind my eyes. I am benevolent. I am a benevolent being, as opposed to malevolent, with maladaptive intentions. I am not perfect, but perfect is the enemy of good. And I can tell you that I am good, real good. Like that scene in Maverick when they're like talking to the bag man. Is that what they call him? They're like, I'm good. He's like, I'm good. I'm real good. And he was. He popped in right at the last second, right when he was needed most. Cocky ass motherfucker. I love that shit. We spoke earlier about being our own worst enemies. I want to go deeper into how that is, what that means. How does that help you in your quest for heaven on earth and inner peace? Because it must come from within first. Heaven on earth comes from within. We are but channels. We are but conduits of the divine and of the darkness. That is like the choices we make. Those are the choices we make. The consequences to the choices we make. We don't always know what we're choosing, and that's okay. We're bound to make mistakes. That's confirmation. We're going to make mistakes. The more the better. Because that's the purpose of falling. To learn to get back up. Don't condemn our learning, our method of learning, which is making mistakes. Our method of growth, which is making mistakes. Adam ate of the apple. Whether Eve brought it to him first or not. Doesn't matter. A mistake is a mistake. Did mistake, if it was a mistake. No, we do not learn from our mistake. Not the way we act. We act like we cling to science and we cling to understanding things as if it is the end all be all. And at the same time, we condemn Adam for biting the apple in the first place. How do you have both? How do you love knowledge? How do you love science? How do you love knowledge and hate Adam or hate Eve? Or even look at them as if what they did was not divine? It's illogical. You can't have both, and yet you try so hard. So hard you do it, you convince yourself that you can have both. But you're confused. And you know you are. So we talk. So we've come back around to the shadow. How does knowing you're your own worst enemy serve you? Well, there's the whole blame thing. They say blame is not a helpful thing to do. It's not a helpful response in any case. Except in one, at least, that I could think of. It's really helpful in one case. And that's when we blame ourselves. When we hold ourselves responsible for our choices, for the world we live in. When we stop separating ourselves from everyone and everything else and acting like it has nothing to do with you. Acting like you've played no part in it all, when you absolutely have. We are complicit. We are the complicit. We are the complacent. We are the beautiful fools on earth. The youth is wasted on the young. And until it isn't. It doesn't have to be. It's kind of why I'm here. Who am I? You want to know who I am? Don't ask for my name. Don't ask where I live or where I have lived 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. How does this tell you who I am? They don't. They tell you about a character. But I am not Adam Gregory Johnston. I am the soul. I'm the soul that Adam is coming through as. But my soul is the deeper part of me, not Adam. Adam is the skin. Adam is the surface, just as you are. You are not Jennifer. You are not Stephen. You are not Bartholomew. Those are just names. We are all one. We are all one soul. That which is all-encompassing has no opposite. Your ass is your elbow. That was a reference to Bruce Willis. He did this movie called it's called One Fine Day, but it could be something else. It was very mundane movie. It was, I think, almost a romantic comedy. Where him and Rob Reiner's in the movie too, and they start gabbing about, the meaning of life, the purpose of life, what is love. Love is. They said some funny ass shit. Love is something stupid. Your ass is your elbow. And Bruce Willis is like, the fuck? What the fuck are you telling me? It's like, what are you saying? You're the worst therapist ever, Rob. But I think, I can't remember what his point was, but he made a point at the end of it. It's a good movie. Watched a lot of movies. Love them. Love them all. Actually, there was this one movie that I really did not love. And I will have to go back and watch it because it has everything to do with this lesson about the shadow. It was called Jack the Bear, and it was with Danny DeVito. And it was about the saddest movie I'd ever seen as a child. Sad in a sense that it didn't have a happy ending. Had a rather ostentatious or flat kind of ending. With a whole lot of, with plenty of tragedy, if I remember correctly, before the ending, or throughout the movie. It just left me with a feeling of sadness. Something most movies don't do. And I did not care for it. I was probably 10 or 11 or something. What you do not care for in the world, what you judge in the world, that's your cue. Those are the things that you've been taught to reject about yourself many years ago. You see, our whip masters, our slave masters, called our parents, our teachers, our culture, our friends, they embarrass the fuck out of us and humiliate us throughout childhood in order to mold us in who we're supposed to be. Excuse me, motherfuckers. And the thing is, they do it so well that by the time, they're not around, by the time none of those people or beings or society is even around, because society changes too, everything changes. They do it so well that long after they're gone, we do that job for them. We continue to berate and judge and crucify parts of ourselves that are sometimes the most beautiful and definitely the most needing of love. The foolish part of ourselves, the wicked part of ourselves, the tragic, stupid, ugly, everything negative that we've been told is unacceptable and abominations of existence. You cannot wipe that from existence. You cannot wipe that from yourself. All of those are aspects of the self. And without understanding and acceptance of those pieces and love and a regrouping of the shattered pieces of our own soul, then we will not be whole. We will continue to see the parts of us that we hate, we've been taught to hate outside of ourselves. And we will either love it or hate it. Sometimes we love it because we recognize its goodness. We see it in a new light. Oh, what I thought was horrible can be good. What I thought was unforgivable and unacceptable is completely acceptable in the right context. It's not what is done, it is why one does what one does. That is more important. That is not to be used as a justification for craziness, for deliberate crazy making. It is just logical. That to be wicked for good is good. To be good for wickedness is still wicked. So, spin it however you want. Reclaim the broken pieces of your soul. That is what shadow work, that is what self-love, self-acceptance, self-compassion, self-knowledge is all about. For you cannot love what you do not understand. You cannot understand what you do not love. They go hand in hand. They scissor each other.